Divi 5 is finally here. Is it good? Is it worth the wait? Does it have all the features that we need? Is it going to be a pleasure to work with? Let's find out in this episode, Divi 5 Alpha Update. Let's dive in. So here I have a blank website. It doesn't have anything running on it. So let's go ahead now and install by coming over here to Appearance. And then we're going to go to Themes and then add new theme. Now over here, I just need to click on Upload and then I'm going to choose my file. It's somewhere on my computer and here it is. Now, when I tried the other demo version, it was missing quite a lot of things. So it's going to be interesting to see what this alpha has and if it has pretty much everything that we need to just get up and running so far, right? So you're going to notice now that we have this welcome screen. So if you haven't bought Divi yet, you need to make sure you go and purchase it because this is the beginning of something very exciting. This could be the way that Divi is really going to make it big in terms of their page builder. So I'll leave a link to purchase Divi in the video description below. All right, so let's click on Login and Activate License. And pretty much this is very straightforward. You can see it has pre-filled my fields here. I'm just going to say login and now I'm in my Divi dashboard. So here, I'm sure you've seen this. This is where you can start with your quick sites and then you can migrate to Divi 5. So let's say you have a Divi 4 website and you want to migrate it to Divi 5. This is where you would come and click on migrate to this site. Now, I like the fact that this is already there. We don't have to install an extra plugin and we don't have to find it somewhere else, hidden in the menus. It's right here on the Divi dashboard. So I really like this. Okay, so what else can we find here? We also have a data here. So there we go. Now, I hadn't seen this yesterday. I think this is something new because when I was playing around with this, I did not see anything. But anyway, this now gives you a whole list of things which are on your current website. So as you can see here, there's no header templates found, no body templates, blah, blah, blah. So it just tells you everything here. And pretty much if you're ready to go, it will just show your compatibility over here, which is pretty cool. All right. We also have a report, by the way. You can download the compatibility report. Okay, so let's go ahead now and start working with this. So the first thing we want to do is to go to a page. So I'm going to come over here and add new page. So the page we're going to add is pretty much how we used to do it before. We're going to give it a name. So let's call this home. So I'm really curious to see if there's any changes to because the UI is the most important part. So here we have a new animation and oh my goodness. Now, the first thing we're greeted with here is this footer. I don't know why they decided to do that. It doesn't look good. I mean, I hope they get rid of this because, I mean, I'd rather want to build this myself. By being presented with this, nah, it's not good. I'd rather have a blank canvas. Oh, anyway, now let's play around with this. So first things first, you're going to notice that on the right over here, you have now your panel, okay? Before, it used to be when you add something. So let's try and add something here. So let's say we want to add a single row and let's add a text module. So just like before, if I search for text, it comes up here and I can go in and select it. So now, if I wanted to go in and make any changes to this, you don't get a pop-up anymore, which I think is very, very good because this used to annoy me every time there was too many clicks. So now I can now just come over here and start making all my changes. So you can see here, I can highlight this. I can make this heading 1 like that. And if I wanted to add a link to this, I can just highlight the text here. And then I can go to this little icon here to add my link. For now, I'm going to add a blank one and then say, okay. So now that I have this on the screen, I'm expecting now to close something out of here because that used to be my workflow. But I don't need to do that because everything is here already. So I can now go straight away into my design tab and then I can start working on this. Now, what I see missing right away is that little paintbrush icon because that paintbrush icon used to take me directly to what it is I want to edit. So that's gone. I'm not really sure why that is, but let's see how easy this is going to be. So if I head over here now to text, I can change my font here. So of course I use Poppins. That's my favorite font. I'm going to go ahead and select that. And we can see here that has updated. That's pretty cool. Now this is a heading. Remember, now before with the paintbrush icon, I used to be able to hover over here and then I will just click on that little icon and then it takes me straight to the heading. So I want to see now whether this is going to know if this is a heading 1, heading 2, or heading 3, because that was the real purpose of the paintbrush icon. Okay, so here you can see, I don't see any heading. Oh, in fact, it's down here, the heading text. Okay, so if I choose heading 2 and I choose a different font, okay, you see now. So it's a bit tricky now because I would really have to know what heading it is for me to go in and change it. So I hope that paintbrush icon is going to come back because it made things very, very easy. So you have to know that you're on which heading for you to go in there. Which brings me to another point. I think if we're going to use headings, we need to have its own heading module with also extra features. So let's take a look here and see if we have a heading module. I'm going to go in and search, and sure enough, we have a heading module. But now, do we have much here? Can we add a subheading into this? I don't think so. It's just basically a text module, but which has just the heading element of it, because I can see it here. Okay, so title goes here, pretty much that's it. And then you have your design and then your heading text here. So it doesn't have a lot of features. I would like to see a bit more features on this heading module. Like if you wanted to activate, let's say, a subheading, I mean, we could add it in there. If you wanted to highlight some of the words in your headings, because sometimes when we create our headings for our websites, we want to emphasize certain words on the main landing page or on the main hero page. This will be really cool. But right now, it just looks like a dumbed down version of the text module, if you know what I mean. Anyway, let's continue with that. So I'm just going to delete this. But one thing I noticed now, if every time I'm adding something here, it's very snappy. I mean, look at that. Every click is just responsive. I mean, there's no delay whatsoever. So let's say I want to add a blurb here. You know, it's just instant. And I like that. Okay, now again, let's take a look at the workflow. So as soon as I have this activated, it has all my features all over here to go in and start making changes to. So let's say I want to change my icon. I'll just click on this drop down, activate my icon here, and then I'll just go ahead and choose the icon. Let's say, for example, I'm going with that. Now, what I'd like to see as well is perhaps have these icons slightly smaller, because every time I use the blurb in Divi 4, I have to go in and change the size. But anyway, that's a small thing to complain about, to be honest. All right, so now that I have this, I'm going to go into the design and then image and icon. So this hasn't really changed. So I can go in now. Now I noticed that we have this color here with this little triangle. This usually is the global color. So have they implemented the globals there? I don't know, because right now you can see these colors here are the global colors. So let's see what happens if I change that. Nothing happens. So I'm not sure how this is meant to work. I've always had a problem with the global colors. So I think you just highlight it and then click on the check mark. Nope. It's not working. So this is something else that may perhaps the Divi 5 team need to look at. It looks like this is a bit tricky to go in and change. But anyway, let's go in and change the icon width. There we go. So I would go with 50 for now. It's centered. That's cool. And then the text here, do you see? Did you notice that? I was used to going to the paintbrush icon so I can select the text here, but of course that's not there anymore. So I have to now go in and look for that text element. So I have to close this. Go to my title text here, center it, change the font, and so on. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is a lot of work, right? To go in and customize each and every item, which brings me to the next point, which is how do we go in and change the global font? Because this is very important. I can't go in and change every single item here. So let's go ahead and find out how to do this. So back over here, let's just publish this, and then we're also going to exit from here. Right, so this is what the page looks like. You know, pretty simple. You know, that's how the Divi page looks like. But now I want to go back to the dashboard so I can go in and make my global changes. And I assume this is going to be over here on the themes. So if I click on customize, this should now take me to the theme builder. And sure enough, this is where we are. So as you can see, this is the default font. We want to change that by going to general, typography, and I want to change my text size here to, let's say, 17, and I also need to change the font. Now this it doesn't look very exciting, so I would love to see this changed. You know, perhaps have a nice central place where you can do all your global theme changes, like your fonts, your colors, and so on, because this will be nice to have a place to go in and change your global colors in the theme editor over here. So anyway, so I would need to now scroll, and also there's no search feature here, which is quite annoying. So I have to keep scrolling to find my font, and I don't have a preview as well. So it would be nice to have a preview over here to see what the font looks like, just like how we have it in the page builder. Okay, so I mean, this is real time, so you can see how this can be very annoying. Anyway, there we go. That's my font right there. And then that's my header. I can also change this to semi-bold. And then I also need to add my default font. Again, I'm going to choose Poppins. Now, do you see where we have the body text color here and the link color? I mean, it would be nice if we have more colors here for our color palette. Anyway, let me publish this. So this hasn't changed. It's pretty much like how it used to be before. And if I close out of here, there's also more items we can go in and customize, like the header and so on. So here we have header navigation. So here we also, you can see we have our header format here. We can change this to vertical navigation if you want to have it here on the side, but I'm going to keep it as the default there. Okay, so we also have the secondary bar if you want to have that. So pretty much you guys that have been using Divi, you know, this hasn't really changed. All right, so now that we have this, every little module that I'm going to add in now, it's going to come in with my default font that I've chosen right now. So let's go back to our pages here, and then we're going to go to our home page. So what I want to test again is to see if this has really worked, because remember, this is in alpha, so these changes might not have gone into the changes over here on the actual modules. So now I want to add a call to action and just see how that works. Let's add it here. And sure enough, our text here has been updated, and we have this blue here. Strange. Okay, anyway, let's add our link here to see if the button is going to show. And sure enough, our button here has been added. Okay, pretty cool. Now, what I'd also like to see is, I mean, we can see here our icons. I'd like to see more modules because, I mean, there are not a lot of modules here, so it would be nice to have more modules. In fact, I'll do another video on that. But so far, so good. The builder is fast, and I like the way it is so snappy and responsive as well. Okay, now over here we have the X-ray mode. Now this X-ray mode is pretty cool because it shows you where everything is if you really want to go in and make some changes. Like for example here, I have my blurb here and my call to action. So if I wanted to reduce this gap here without this X-ray, I can't really see where things are ending. So with this on, I can make a decision here to go into my row settings, and then I can just go to my design here, sizing, and then I can activate custom gutter width and set this to 2. And now I can really see the gap here is a bit smaller, which is way much better. I can also equalize my column heights here if I wanted to. But anyway, you get the point. Right, so this feature here is actually pretty cool, this X-ray. Okay, so over here we also have the wireframe view. Okay, so for those of you that use the wireframe mode, I mean, pretty much this is it. You know, you can go in here, add modules, move things around. I'm not really a fan of this one here, but you know, if you want to use that, then it's there. So what's important now here is we have the layers. So this, if you use Gutenberg, it is really there. I mean, this is also what they have, this tear down drop, where you can just go down and specifically choose something. So let's say I want to go into my text here. I can just click here and there we go. I've just located it there. It's okay. It's a good to have thing, but I don't think I'll be using this anyways. Okay. So in terms of the UI, I think they've done a fantastic job here to simplify everything. Now, if you wanted to add, let's say, pre-made layouts, check this out. This is how you would add it. If you click here on this plus button, boom, just like that. And you see how quick it opens up? Amazing. So you can just come in here. You can add a heart to it to, in fact, I'll need to log into my Divi cloud for that. But let's leave that for another video. But if I wanted to use this, I can just click on it. Here's my preview, and this is faster than how it used to be before, which is pretty cool. There's also a live demo, so I can go in here and see what it looks like. And no, it's pretty good. Okay, so there's an option for a live demo here. Anyway, let's close out of here. Now there's also other features here. Let's say I wanted to export my design here. I would go over here to import export, and it's pretty simple here. I can just say export Divi Builder layout, and just like that, it has been exported. I can now share this with other designers or my team and so on. We also have the dark mode. So you can see here it's activated, which is very good. I'm not a fan of the dark mode. I prefer working like this, but of course, if it's something that you want to work with, then it's pretty cool. You can go ahead and do that. Pretty cool. You can just give your layout a name, save to library, and pretty much it's going to be added to your library. And if you have Divi Cloud, it's also going to be added to Divi Cloud. As you can see here, the option was save to Divi Cloud over here. But if you want to save it to your local website, then you can just go ahead and do that. Now, if you want to delete the whole thing, you can just come over here and clear the layout, and pretty much it is gone. So that's really about it on this. I think they've done a fantastic job of simplifying everything. Now, what I really like about this is the fact that I can now work on my mobile views in a much better way. Let me show you what I mean. So before, it used to be when I select, for example, my text module here, and let's say I go to my text design mode here, I would hover over here, and you can see now it's cleaner. I would hover over here, click on this little icon that used to appear here, and that would make me go into my different views, whether it was a mobile view or whether it was a phone tablet view. So I would really go into each and every little item here to make the changes to. And sometimes I would forget. That was the problem. So it was a nightmare trying to design a website to make it mobile responsive. So now all I have to do is to click on this little icon here to go into tablet mode. And while I'm in tablet mode, everything that I'm going to design in here or make changes to, it is going to apply pretty much in this design. So let's say I'm in here. I want to go in and change the background for my tablet view. I can just do that. And my tablet view has been updated. Now let's say I want to do this for my phone view. I will just go in here. And you notice that I haven't clicked a lot. I can just go in and let's perhaps go with this one. And now if I go to desktop, look at that. Tablet, phone, just like that. And this applies pretty much across the whole website. So while I'm in this view, I can go in here, make some changes to my blurb, and the changes that I apply here are going to be added pretty much across all these modules that I'm working on. So this is pretty cool. And the same applies to the tablet as well. And we can also go in here and change the breakpoints if we needed to do that. So I really like that update. It's really good. Now, let's say this change that I've done here needs to be a preset. Can we do that? Well, first of all, let's just change the design a little bit. We're going to go in and add a border, and let's give this maybe some rounded corners. Let's go with 12. So let's say I want this to be a preset. Let's have a look. Right. Add new preset. Is that saved? Okay. It looks like this is working. So if I go into my settings here, what happens? Nothing. Okay, did you notice that? I can't really do anything here. Okay, let's try the update presets. So I guess this is something that the team may want to work on. So let's say I add a border here and I want to update my presets. Is that going to work? I'm going to hover over here, update current styles. Okay, it looks like this is going to work. This will affect blah, blah, blah. Yes. Okay, so that is going to work. Let's test this. So this is a call to action module. Now let's choose the preset. Sure enough, it's working. So yeah, updating that was going to work. So let's see what else we can do. Why is it I can't go in and make some changes to this? Okay, I guess I have to go in and do whatever I need to do in here and then save the preset. Okay, so apparently that is not really a problem. Okay, we can delete this and we can also assign this as a default. So I really like that because that's one of the things that really allowed us to work really fast in Divi. So at least the presets is working. I wasn't really sure what was going on here. Now, there's also another thing that is, if I right click before, I could make this preset the default preset just by right clicking over here. Now that feature is not there yet. Okay. Yeah, I can see that that is not there yet. So yep, it's not there yet. So we just have to do this manually, but you know, I'm really happy with what we have so far. Okay, we're going to cancel that. We're going to delete that. Okay, so moving on, this is the big one. Last time when I tried to test this out, I could not go into the theme builder. So I'm curious to see now if this is something that is working on the DV5 alpha. All right, so to go into that, and by the way, before I do that, I want to come over here to page settings. This is where you'd come in, change your page title. We can add a featured image here. We can also go into the design, change your spacing and so on. So if you want to change your gutter width over here, this is where you would do it. And you know, the text colors and so on. Okay. So this is where you would come in and do your page settings. Pretty cool. Now, while we're on this, I want to show you something very important. Now, I've created Divi University, and this is going to be the hub for all Divi designers. So now that we have Divi 5, and I'm sure every time they're going to be having updates, I'll be doing a lot of tutorials, and this is going to be our hub. So if you head over to diviuniversity.com, you're going to be greeted with this landing page. Now, the website is not complete yet because this needs to be a community website. So becoming a member is absolutely free. Just go ahead and click on here. First name, last name. I want to be a member, and you're going to be added as a member of Divi University. So what's in Divi University? Well, if I click here on visit community, this is what we have. So we can go in here, you can ask questions, You can share ideas and so on. Now, you may be asking what happens to the lifetime members? Well, the lifetime members, I am going to send a specific email for you to be added onto the lifetime membership. So over here on the spaces, you can see we have Divi community, which is the free one. And then we have lifetime members. So it's still under work in progress because now I've started creating tutorials for Divi 5. Okay, we're going to have done for you websites, tutorials, and so on. So head over to Divi University and sign up. It's absolutely free. And as I mentioned, for those lifetime members, I am going to be sending you a specific email for you to sign in. All right, so back over here to our website. Let's head over and see how we can use the theme builder. Okay, so we are going to exit, save and exit. I wish there could be a button where it just takes us to the theme builder. Anyway, over here to the theme builder. Okay, we have a new layout. So let's try and see if we can build something here and take a look at the UI of the theme builder. So, okay, we're going to build the header. We have a new animation here. I didn't notice that. So click on this plus button, single row. And we're going to add a menu. There we go. Okay, cool. Looks like everything is working. So we're going to come over here. Now, do you notice I don't have to click on this gear icon? If I just click anywhere in here, it's going to take me now to my background or my section settings. So let's add a color in here, something subtle that we can see. And then back, I'm going to click in here, go to my background, remove this as well. Okay, so as you can see, it's really, really fast. I like this. So we're going to go to spacing. And padding here, let's add 0 to both sides. Okay, pretty fast. I like that. So let's say I'm happy with that. Where's the save button? Okay, right here in the top, I can save it and then exit. There we go. That was quick. So if I go now to my site, I'm going to open this in a new tab and sure enough, this has been updated. I like that. So we can do this with a footer. And let me see if anything is missing. So I'm going to build a new template. Okay, so it looks like everything is here. So if I wanted to build a template for my blog, specific posts, projects, and so on. Okay, this is pretty cool. So it looks like it is functioning and everything is working okay. So here's my thing. I think you noticed that I haven't been creating tutorials for Divi 4 anymore because I felt like I did so many tutorials and I was just pretty much tired of creating Divi 4 tutorials. So now I'm going to be focusing on Divi 5 and showing you how it all works. So make sure you go ahead and sign up for your free Divi University membership. It's absolutely. Now I'm also going to be creating done for you websites. And for those of you that want to join the lifetime membership, just hold on for now. I'm going to start creating all the content for it. I'm going to do some courses and so on. And then I will make a huge announcement once that is ready. But I'm super excited that now we have this Divi 5 Alpha and it looks like it's a version that we can work with for now because I haven't seen a lot of bugs so far. But of course, I am going to be playing around with it a bit more to see really what we can do with this builder. But so far so good, and I'm really excited that Divi has taken us to this Divi 5 Alpha before the end of the year. I also would like to see features like Flexbox. I'd also like to see CSS Grid because by adding these two, it's going to help us design even more complex websites. And I can't wait for that. So this is the two main things I'm really waiting for. And I hope that we also have good integrations with other plugins. I can't wait to see that as well, because at the end of the day, Divi is good at building websites, but if you want to build functional websites which have a purpose, it will be good if we can add all these other features that these plugins bring. Anyway, guys, what do you think about the Divi 5 Alpha so far? Let me know in the comments box below. If you haven't purchased Divi, go ahead and do that because things are really getting excited now. Until next time, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.